Perfect. Phew, now that's a big word. Just saying it feels kind of intimidating, like there's some giant judge criticizing my every move. For sure, always wanting to improve and get motivated without burnout can help us be our best. But what if it starts to stress you out? Then it's clear you're being way too hard on yourself. You start worrying too much, expecting too high, and feeling like you're never good enough. It's easy to end up like lots of people, spending life chasing perfect, but never finding it. But do you really want to always feel frazzled, hunting something you'll never catch? Welcome to Mindful Infusion, where we infuse learning with wisdom and insight. Let's dive in. I've always wondered why so many of us strive for perfect. It seems like something deep in human nature since ancient times. But what draws us to constantly aim for flawlessness? Psychologists like Carl Jung thought from a young age we chase it, hoping to please people around us. Some carry that into adulthood, always pushing to do everything perfectly without a break. Always thinking we could do better, even when things go great. We work hard avoiding mistakes. Let's think about what experts say. Ever heard of Alfred Adler? He was a pioneer doctor and a psychologist who talked about pursuit of perfection, the natural desire in all of us to be better than before, not against others, but compared to ourselves. He believed that drive should also be about helping each other and cooperating, not just ourselves. So from a very young age, we chase our ideal future self, our dreamed reality, our perfection. But why do we seek perfection? Adler thought it often stems from a feeling of inferiority that comes with being human, pushing us to excel and get better and more creative. Though sometimes, stress and worry kick in unconsciously as a way to dodge tough tasks with striving for perfection. And for sure, always aiming to improve helps us grow each day. But getting too hung up on demands can lead to constant lack of satisfaction in all we do. That stops us taking risks of failing and dims our motivation, lowering our chances of success. In the end, it just becomes a never-ending competition with ourselves. But sometimes, we also seek perfection because it gives a sense of security. In an uncertain world, striving for or achieving flawlessness gives us a reassuring path and certainty. Finishing something without mistakes makes us feel in control of outcomes. That predictability feels comforting when life feels out of control. There's also humanity's powerful want for approval and acceptance from others, like Jung pointed out. Most of us internalize as kids that we'll only be valued and loved if perfect. So we think we must meet crazy high behavior and success standards to deserve love from people. Pursuing perfection then becomes a way to earn that crucial approval. The drive to please and satisfy others is natural, given our social nature. And the fear of not being loved if imperfect is also part of being human, since belonging is such a deep need. Of course, just because it's natural doesn't mean we should take it to unhealthy extremes for our well-being. It just means that it's this combination of factors that drives us to seek perfection almost without realizing it. We all know that perfection isn't real, yet we push ourselves to reach it, being perfect moms and dads, having perfect bodies, achieving career success, having perfect families, raising perfect children, being perfect students. There's this idea deeply rooted in us that if we're perfect, others will love us. But we're mistaken. As humans, we understand that perfection is a dream, especially because we're flawed ourselves. We often hear and say things like, "Nobody's perfect." But that doesn't stop us from chasing perfection in every aspect of our lives, right? We seek perfection in different things, whether they're tangible or intangible. But whether we're striving for it in ourselves, in others, or in anything that fits our ideals, the key isn't the pursuit itself, or even perfection itself. It's how we deal with it. Chasing perfection has its pluses and minuses for sure. It demands lots of effort, focus, accuracy, and time, but often results in great outcomes thanks to such high standards and attention to nuanced stuff. It's also important to note we don't all strive hardest in the exact same places. Tend to set super high bars in areas important to us, often shaped by family, beliefs, admired folk. So some folks feel the need to be mega organized, tidy, responsible hard workers who plan ahead. Others focus perfection on relationships, societal norms, emotions control, or looks. These differences create different types of perfectionism we may display. Broadly, there's nothing wrong with societies valuing such traits very highly. In truth, people showing these behaviors often gain big wins in life and get recognition. Benefits they see motivate them to keep going that route. Some upsides include enjoying doing things well, being efficient, accomplishing what others struggle with, not leaving loose ends, scoring tops in class, knowing we tried our best, feeling unique. But a key difference exists between healthily striving for excellence versus unhealthily chasing perfection. Issues can arise when goals feel impossible, so the rare times we do hit them require way too much effort. While chasing an ideal version of ourselves, we reject appreciating who we already are. And that authentic self is the best foundation to build upon our growth from. It's easy to forget embracing ourselves as is, before wanting to become something else. Some downsides can include no time for anything else, never feeling achievements are quite enough, blaming ourselves when things don't pan out, obsessively rechecking our work, constantly feeling we must do more to earn approval, unable to delegate in case others don't do it right. So how do we change the narrative? Realizing life's a bumpy adventure of learning through mistakes and wins can uplift the stress of always pursuing perfect. Many hugely successful people, like Walt Disney, Thomas Edison, Henry Ford, and Steve Jobs, all faced many setbacks before success, and those failures really paved their path. Without making mistakes, we wouldn't discover new things, and we wouldn't grow. Vince Lombardi once said, "Perfection is not attainable, but if we chase perfection, we can catch excellence." When we mess up, we learn, gain new skills, and become better equipped to handle future challenges. So don't aim for perfection. Aim to be a better person each day, to learn something new, and to excel in what you do. And remember, it's okay to make mistakes. They're part of the journey. So maybe the important thing isn't figuring out why we chase perfection, but learning how to pursue excellence without burning out. There's a delicate balance between setting high goals and letting the quest for perfection overwhelm us, messing with our well-being and our ability to enjoy the journey, the present. It's about finding the middle ground, like with everything in life, and channeling that drive for perfection towards recognizing our potential and setting meaningful goals. After all, aiming high will get us at least closer to our dreams. Don't stress over holding onto an unrealistic idea of perfection. Instead, appreciate your own progress and growth along the way. Focus on getting better little by little without being too hard on yourself. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more tips on being kind to yourself as you strive to be the best version of you. We are Mindful Infusion, where we infuse learning with wisdom and insight. Bye!